I started my career as a pediatrician, and I came to realize that many of the child health issues really were very closely linked with the social and community issues that affected more on the children's development. And therefore, I moved towards public health, trying to kind of expand that scope, to address how can we improve children's health at kind of a little larger scale. So with that, I have been working with countries on public health issues, child health, and during that time, China in 1982, this is a very long time ago, 82, joined the UN, and I was asked to join a World Bank mission to look at China's primary healthcare system. And so with that, I went through one project in designing China's primary healthcare, rural health reform, and I've done many of those projects until 1994, when there was a seminal article that came out by the Carnegie Foundation, Starting Points, that highlighted the importance of not just health, but not only nutrition, but stimulation, the synergistic effects of those ingredients on children's development. So that brought me back from working on health system reforms back to pediatric child health, but having much more of a broader look. So that since then, for the past 20 years almost, I've been working on looking at how do we make a case to advocate for this kind of synergistic effect or importance of investing in young children, to make a case for Ministry of Finance, why it is important when investing in human capital versus investing in highways and cement factories. So I've been doing more and more of capacity development. I think we now have tremendous knowledge base about why it's important to invest in young children. We have this convergence of science, neuroscience, epigenetics, economics, social science, to make a case. But then we need to know, we need to kind of close the gap between what we know and what we do. And I think that's the challenge that we face. And then in that sense, we need to learn how do we scale up projects under various contexts, under different country contexts, to be able to take what we know from pilots, from small scale programs, to a larger scaling up to a whole country.
And you mentioned this seminal article by the Carnegie Foundation, and I would say that the 2007 series that you co-authored in The Lancet is also now a seminal article that really evaluates where we are in early childhood interventions. And in that article, you along with your co-authors, assess that we now have a very clear rationale for why it's important to work on early childhood. And what we need now is for governments and organizations to act. And so it's been about 6 years since that article. And do you think that we have made certain strides, and what are the shortcomings of the progress that has been made?
We made a case to quantify, number of children and the magnitude of problems. We identify which region that those children are, and the importance of scaling up, for the government to address the issue. So government have kind of started putting child policies in place. However, having a policy is still far away from actually investing in that program. So I think this is what I see the challenge, and I mentioned earlier, the issue about scaling up. We know ECD is important, but how do we do it? How do we then take, integrated project investment into, just moving from a smaller, one region, one province to a countrywide basis?